Welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We have always taken a romantic, poetic, intellectual, and spiritual interest in the mountains and the streams. The mountain streams are pure and pristine in their beauty, calming, beneficial, soothing. And now comes the news that the mountain streams are responsible for carbon emissions. And the carbon emissions are much more than the downstream streams. There are 1.8 million mountain streams in the world. And according to the scientists, these streams are responsible up to 30% of the carbon emissions in the world. If mountain streams are responsible, despite the fact that they are so soothing, that they are supposed to be giver of life, I'm amazed. Maybe correct, I don't deny it, but to assume that they are carbon emitters just doesn't gel with me. The report from Switzerland, from Lucerne University yesterday, sent a shockwave to me. As a matter of fact, the mountain streams are supposed, as I said, to have a lot of minerals in them so they can be bad for the digestion. That much was known that one can understand it. But to say that because of the mountain streams, our carbon emissions or the pollution content in the world is increasing, just boggles the mind. And according to this, because of their turbulence, they cause emission. Now, what are the scientists going to do? Are they going to build dams in the mountains from where the streams originate so that they are not there? Or the scientists going to some or the other ensure that the mountain streams don't flow in the mountains, they only flow on the land because there'll be less turbulence? It's zany. It's comic. But it's also shocking. I have always been saying that the carbon emissions, 60% of them have been because of the natural reasons. And if they have been because of the natural reasons, this is a part of nature. Why do we have to attribute something to the good things? We were very much worried about the global warming, and we see it's not there. We stopped talking about global warming. In 1980s, Times came up with a page, Ice Age is coming. In 2010, they come that the hell's fire are going to consume the world by means the global warming. Then they used to say that the pollution of the rivers is a cause of the emissions. And now they say that the mountain streams, because they are at a higher altitude, they give more carbon dioxide emission per square meter than the streams at the lower altitudes. And as I said, 1.8 million streams in the mountains in the world. Would the scientists be able to check their course? And if they do, what happens to the earth past It's the mountain streams which sustain our agriculture, which replenish our groundwater, our drinking water. And now we say that these streams are the cause of our pollution. Another thing, they say that it is 10 to 50%, sometimes 20%, but they're not sure. Then why scare people? That means the hiker, the mountaineers would be worried, would be careful about going to the mountains and using the mountain streams for relaxation. That means canoeing should not be permitted because canoeing increases turbulence. Swimming should not be there because that will increase turbulence. Is there no end to buffoonery? I have nothing against proper scientific research that is needed, but the sort of research and the sort of the conclusions that are arrived at after this weird research is almost making lives unlivable. The poet's yearning, the poet's sentiments about the mountains, snow-capped mountains, the cascading down of the streams on the mountain rocks and slopes, all would lose all their meaning. And we used to say, go to the mountains to relax, go to the streams to relax. Well, if the streams are producing carbon dioxide, why should you go there? It's as simple as that. Now, here comes the crux. The scientists are much more worried about the mountain streams, but the major thing that stares them in the face, they and their masters, the political masters, are absolutely dumb about. Have you heard a single word against the drive-ins? So much so that some sensible cities have banned the drive-ins. Why? Every 10 seconds, the emission from the car in 10 seconds is much more than restarting the car. And if you have gone to a drive-in, which you must have gone, if not to take your cup of Java, at least to see what people are doing. And I've seen rows and rows snaking along the driveways, sometimes double rows, sometimes triple rows, and they are all with the engines idling, not for 10 seconds, not for 20 seconds, but even for half an hour or so. I myself was once with my son going, and we were caught in this drive. And then you can neither come out nor move out, and you can't engine off. It has to keep idling. And as a scientist have computed, every 10 seconds of idling produces more carbon dioxide than restarting the engine. If this single habit is stopped, if drives-in are abolished, why should the drives-in be there at all? And 9 cities have abolished the drive-ins. They have banned the drive-ins. Now that is something I consider sensible and something that is reasonable, something that's logical, and something that does not send wrong vibes. But this blaming the pure, pristine streams, mountain streams, for being the emitters of carbon dioxide, even if they are emitters. You cannot take life away from them, and life without beauty is no life. The whole concept stinks. The whole research in this end seems to be biased and loaded. Why? Do they want to stop tourism? Do they want to stop the relaxation? Are they against the mountain stream? And if they're really honest, can they, by any logical reason, any reasonable thought, stop that? And if they can't stop that, why create disturbance in the minds of the people about that? The laws of nature there, I think the bogs emit more carbon dioxide, methane, which is worse than carbon dioxide. The decaying leaves in the forest. So would you burn down the forest? Fires are already there. So you want to add to that? You could don't. Similarly, you don't want to dam up the streams. You don't want them to run dry. You make them run dry, and the water shortage that is already facing you in the face would become so acute that it might well nigh be the end of the world. I'm not a naysayer. I can and I do appreciate new research. But research for the sake of research and research which aims at degrading human life is absolutely no. And this research by the Hussein University sends such strong vibes that our all cherished notions of beauty, of peace, of calmness, and a set of pristine beauty are shattered. And it's not one stream. I can understand there might be one stream or two streams or three streams which are polluted, which are highly mineralized, unfit for drinking, and slowly and steadily the rate of sedimentation makes them acceptable. But to label all mountain streams emitting carbon dioxide simply because of turbulence, it might be correct. I'm not saying the scientists are wrong. They might be correct. But to what end? To what purpose? Except to agitate the minds of the people and let them, make them, I won't say let them, make them think the wrong way. They would assume that till now they've been taken for a ride when the people used to say, go and listen, close your eyes near the mountain, listen to the gurgling sound, the musical tones of the rushing waters, watch the beautiful waves, watch the foam of the falling streams from the height. All that would lose not only its romance, but also take away the peace of mind that people used to have when going to the mountains and watching the streams. At least I'm mesmerized when I'm watching the streams gurgling down. I'm mesmerized to see the waves breaking on the beach. I'm mesmerized by the tall trees swaying in the winds and the sound of the wind in the trees and the sound of the water regurgitating. All that makes me really wonder What a beautiful word it is. And this research makes me feel that the politicians and their tools in the science, in the laboratories, are bent upon making life miserable, life detestable, charmless, beautyless, romanceless. What are they doing? The research must be with a purpose to enhance the values and the good of man, not to degrade the beauty, not to degrade what is the charm of life. And this latest research shows only how far away are they from the reality of life. On the one side, the drivers, they are not saying a single word. On the other side, the mountain streams, and they're up in arms against them. Wow. Think about it. Let the beauty of the nature and the beauty of the life not be destroyed